This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hey there, dog lovers. Welcome to Dr. Cat's Gone to the Dogs on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Catherine Prim, and I'm a small animal veterinarian that still practices. So I use this show to help my dog-loving listeners learn about new products, talk about and think about headlines, and the best possible ways to care for their dogs. So today I have Chris Koski with me, and she's going to talk with us a little bit about National Dog Day. Did you know there was a National Dog Day? We were talking about how it sounded really fun. So we're going to be right back with Chris, and we're just going to delve into Dog Day. Be right back.
Pork Chop, his coat is very thick. He's an Akita, German Shepherd, Lab, Husky mix. Harold, the Border Collie Pit mix, has the most beautiful jet black coat. Stuart, my rat terrier, has fur now where he never had it before.
DINOVITE.com.
Dinovite will give them a beautiful, lustrous coat. It will make you smile.
You get some Dinovite, how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Looking for a dental treat that does more for your dog? Daily Dose is a 2-in-1 chew that pairs a daily dental scrub with powerful supplements to help with the biggest health concerns facing our dogs. Daily Dose was developed by vets to be simple to use and super effective. Plus, dogs love the taste. Available for joint, skin, heart health, or calming. Daily Dose. Your pet's daily dose of awesome. Visit yourpetsdailydose.com to save $3 on your first bag with promo code PETLIFE. That's yourpetsdailydose.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Dr. Cat Gone to the Dogs on Pet Life Radio. So we're thinking and talking about National Dog Day, and I invited Chris Koski to come and talk to us about it because she's sort of a dog day expert. So welcome, Chris. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. Happy to be here. I actually run a company called Probiora Health, and we make oral care probiotics for pets and for people. But today we're going to talk about the pet product and how oral care is part of having a healthy dog and part of taking care of a dog. And we've got some tips on how to take care of a rescue dog should you get one, whether it's a young one or an old one. We'll talk about a number of tips. And at any rate, I'm the CEO of the company. I love animals. I grew up in a dog household with lots of rescue dogs. My mother found our longtime dog. She went to the rescue pound and walked around, looked at all the dogs in the cages, and she didn't see anybody that really she connected to. But there was this little dog that kept following her around. And finally, when she was ready to leave, the escort said, "Well, what about this guy?" She said, "Well, I thought this was the shelter dog. I didn't think this was an adoptable dog." And she just picked him up and he just leaned into her, and that was it. And his name was Houdini. And the reason why he was running around is he kept climbing out of the cages. So he followed everybody around and she adopted him. So that was the dog I grew up with.
So National Dog Day is an excellent opportunity to highlight dogs and how much we love them and how much we want to take excellent care of them. And it was started like a long time ago, like in 2004, to encourage adoptions. Isn't that right?
I think so. I believe so. I think that, adoption for dogs is really important. We've got thousands of dogs. And one of the silver linings of the pandemic we're in right now is that a lot of dogs have been adopted. People are at home. They're looking for companionship. And a lot of these dogs would get adopted. So sometimes first-time dog owners really need a few tips on how to care for their dog. I think Dog Day is a great way to celebrate the companionship and the love we get from dogs. And I think we need to let them all out in the yard and let them howl a little bit just to celebrate.
Well, so Dog Day gives us a good opportunity to talk about things. And I know you have a lot of tips about ways to keep pets healthy, but I am kind of a tooth nerd when it comes to dental care in pets. I think that people don't lift the lip and realize that there is dental disease. And I know that you have a product to help pet parents be able to keep their mouths a little healthier. And so can you tell me, like, how did you go about coming up with this product? Tell us about the product. I mean, just give us the primer on your product.
Okay, well, it actually started with people. So the founder of our product, his name is Dr. Hillman. He's a dentist and a microbiologist. And his thesis or his hypothesis was that if everyone has tooth decay and gum disease in their mouth, why doesn't everyone have the bacteria in their mouth for that? Why doesn't everyone have rampant tooth decay and gum disease? There must be something naturally in the mouth that is counteracting the bad bacteria. So he tested 700 different strains of bacteria that are in the mouth and found 3 of them that are in our product that don't habitate well with the pathogenic bacteria. For example, one of them is it's actually a mutated strain of Streptococcus mutans, which causes tooth decay, but it doesn't release lactic acid. It releases, when it processes sugar, it doesn't release lactic acid, which is what causes tooth decay, the acid that the sugar being processed creates. So that was a big revelation when I learned about that. The other 2 products actually excrete a little bit of hydrogen peroxide as they metabolize nutrients. And so when these 3 products are present, there's actually an exclusion zone. When you look at it on a Petri dish, you see that the bad bacteria actually moves away on the Petri dish from where our good bacteria is. So his effort as a dentist was really focused on people. But as I'm sure you're aware, part of the process of testing these products before you test them in people is you work with animals. Well, it was so successful when they tested it with dogs and with cats that after we released the product for the dental market, we went back and said, hey, why don't we have a pet product here? Dogs and cats have pretty much the same bacteria in their mouth as we do, and in terms of what lives in their gums and on the surface of their teeth. So these 3 bacteria actually have the same impact on the dogs and cats as they do on people. So where children have more tooth decay than adults do, adults have more gum disease. Dogs are a little more like adults, where they have more gum issues than they do decay issues. But even so, it just having those positive bacteria in the mouth actually reduces the tartar. It makes you have healthier gums, works for the teeth. In addition, what's really great for pets is that it counteracts the bacteria that causes bad breath. A lot of times bad breath in a pet is because you have poor dental care. You've got bad gums, you've got gum issues or teeth issues. So when you start making a pet's mouth healthier, you get better breath and you get a healthier pet. So it's kind of a long answer, but that's how we got where we are.
I love that. So as veterinarians, we're always looking for products that are safe, effective, and easy. So, because animals sometimes don't think that what we think is a good idea for them. So tell us about this product. How do you apply it? This is new to me. I want to learn all about this. So start from the beginning for me.
Okay, so it's a powder, and the freeze-dried bacteria are mixed in with a couple of other ingredients that make it flow so that it doesn't clump up. And then you scoop it out and you sprinkle it on the pet's food. And if you have a highly suspect pet who isn't quite sure what to do with, it's a white powder. So mix it in with the food. So if you have wet food, mix it in with the wet food. The saliva and the wet food will activate the bacteria from being freeze-dried. It'll wake it up, and then it's alive bacteria. These strains of bacteria already exist in our mouths and in our pets' mouths. So it's a natural bacteria that's there. You're just reinforcing the good bacteria that's already in the mouth. And as they eat it, it will get into their tongue and on their teeth, and the bacteria just naturally goes where it lives. They go into the gums, into the gum pockets, and on the surface of the teeth. It's very easy to do. Just scoop it on your food, mix it in a little bit, and give it to your dog.
So how can my listeners get it? Is this a product that can be delivered to their home, or do they have to buy it from their veterinarian, or how do we get it?
Absolutely, you can get it delivered to your home. There's 3 ways you can get it. You can get it from our website, which is www.probiorahealth.com. probiora.com. That's Probiora, health, HEALTH.com. Or you can get it from Chewy or Amazon. And that product's name is Probiora Pet.
Okay, so I said I'm a dental nerd, and I believe that teeth are overlooked by pet owners and maybe even sometimes veterinarians. But I'm really glad that you brought this up and highlighted it. Maybe it will encourage my listeners to look in there and to try to do some things about making the mouth healthier. But you have some other tips associated with National Dog Day that you want people to think about to keep pets healthy, don't you?
Sure. I mean, they're pretty much common sense. You know, the first one is make sure you keep a healthy diet and give them quality, healthy food. The shininess of their coat, their immune system, and their joints and muscle health all is impacted by a high protein, healthy, quality food. So look at the ingredients on the food that you're giving them and make sure you're giving them a healthy diet. The second one is along the lines of diet, keep your pet lean. Don't overfeed them, even though they may like it. Get some exercise for them. Actually, keeping your dog lean can expand their life by a couple of years. We'll come back to the oral care, but vet checkups are important. And then lastly, don't leave them roaming around unsupervised. You know, outside dogs get exposed to dangerous conditions. They can, they get into everything. They can get into somebody's garbage and God knows what's in there. There's poisons. They can get contagious diseases. They can be exposed to foul weather. And really sadly, they can be exposed to automobile accidents, which is always sad. So, supervising your dog well is as important as feeding them well. And then we'll go back to oral care. 80% of dogs have signs of oral disease by the age 3. So regardless of how old your dog is, adding a oral care probiotic to their food can make such a difference. And, there's a lot of products out there for them to brush their teeth or chew on for their teeth. Those are all great. But have you ever tried to brush your dog's teeth or your cat's teeth? It's not pleasant. My brother tried to brush his Doberman's teeth. It was not a happy ending. So when I got him involved with using Probiora, he is so happy that he doesn't even have to think about his dog's oral care.
Well, yeah, they certainly have to be trained to tolerate that. And some people really just want it to be a little easier than that. So I think it's great to have a multi-pronged approach to dental health and to raise awareness of dental health. I think that's awesome. Well, I wanted to say about your suggestions about diet. It is so important what your pet eats. But every day, every single day, I give advice about diets. And people believe what they see on TV commercials and things that they see. Ask your veterinarian what diet they like, because as I've said many times on this show, veterinarians are a tough crowd. If they like something, if they like a product or they like a diet, you can believe a little bit more that they've already vetted it for you.
That's right. And the veterinarians know how hard it is to counteract the effects of not having a good diet or feeding your animal too much. The other part that I forgot to mention was that your mouth is the gateway to your body. And we like to say a healthy body starts with a healthy mouth. And if you have oral disease, the same bacteria that causes plaque in your mouth and causes gum disease in your mouth has been found in the plaque in the arteries, both in animals and in people. So it really does impact the health of your overall animal, how good your oral health is for that animal.
Well, and I tell people all the time, it can't hurt and it might help. But on the can't hurt part, did you guys find that your product was safe?
Absolutely. It's absolutely safe. Like I said, these strains of bacteria already exist in the mouth. We don't fall under the FDA. We fall under the generally regarded as safe category in the FDA because everything in our product is something that is a food. So we're considered a food in terms of the FDA. So all of our product already exists in your mouth. It already exists in your system. So there's nothing that is at all dangerous about it. We've been in the market for over 10 years. We've had 0 problems with the product.
Well, that's excellent. And it's easy to get. So safe and easy to get. Those are already checking some boxes. So I'm really excited about it. And just the fact that it raises people's awareness of dental health and that you have been here to share with us about dental health. You know, that statistic, 80% of all dogs over the age of 3 have dental disease. That has proven out in my own practice. There is something in every mouth that I can do to help the health of that pet. Even puppies need to be learning about having their mouth handled and having their mouth checked. I mean, there is something in everybody's mouth that you can improve.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, the older the animal gets, the more important their teeth are. I've seen animals that have lost their teeth and then they start losing the ability to eat. And then they get weak because they can't eat properly. And so taking care of an animal's mouth is extremely important.
Well, and we recommend assessing the appetite for our elderly patients as a part of their quality of life. Mm-hmm. And, you know, those are the questions people ask when they're making end-of-life decisions. And isn't it sad that they might be not eating just because they had dental disease? I mean, that it's just so important and we can't overstate it. So I appreciate that you have taken the time to try to help pets and people with dental disease and taken out the time to educate and raise awareness, not only of National Dog Day, where we want to encourage pet adoptions, but also of taking care of those pets, including their mouth. So I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
So just to review one more time how my listeners could find out a little bit more about this product, besides, of course, asking their veterinarian, which I always say, but can you go over your website again?
Sure. It's probiorahealth.com, and the product is Probiora Pet, and you can get it on our website, or you can get it at Chewy or on Amazon.
So in the light of National Dog Day, we want to highlight shelters and adoption and rescue because we believe that is a worthy cause. Chris, didn't you have something to add about that?
Yeah, Probiora Health has been fortunate to work with a number of shelters around the country, and we donate product to the shelters so that these dogs that have come from pretty hard environments, you know, where they haven't been cared for very well, at least get a little bit of a head start while they're in the shelter. So they start getting Probiora Pet while they're in the shelter. And we've got a vet in St. Louis that's actually working with us on a study on how Probiora Pet is helping the oral health of his rescued dogs as they're coming into the shelters. How long, you know, they're there for several weeks. How is their oral health improving? We're working with a shelter in Manatee County in Florida, and they're actually taking our product and giving it to the people who are adopting pets along the way. So we've also worked with the military for their dogs, and we've donated product for the canine part of the military. So we're trying to get the awareness out there early on for those who are adopting shelter pets and optimizing the health of those animals.
Okay, so don't forget, listeners, that Chris wanted you to make sure you're paying attention to the quality of your diet that your pet is eating. And I want you to talk with your veterinarian about that nutrition choice, making sure your pet is not overweight because, as she mentioned, lean dogs can live almost 2 years longer than dogs that are allowed to be overweight. Don't forget the oral care for your pet because the mouth is the window to the body and can impact other parts of your pet's health. Don't forget to have a relationship with your vet and communicate with your vet. All of these things and all the things that you are giving and doing. And don't let your pet roam unattended. Also, maybe making sure they're spayed and neutered and microchipped. That's my other little plug about that. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming with us today.
You're very welcome. It's been a pleasure.
So all my dog lovers, go out and raise the rough.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.